I'm Pastor Ken Crawford, board chair for Gospel Outreach. A number of years ago, I was a young, brash, overconfident pilot with not very many hours, and I was flying a friend of mine to northern Alberta, Canada, to the Lake Athabasca region. I dropped him off and I was on my way home. And as I was flying home, the clouds kept getting lower and lower and lower, but I wanted to get home. And rather than turn back, I kept moving ahead, thinking, no problem. The clouds finally reached the place where I was flying along above the treetops, and then it began to snow. The visibility disappeared all around me except straight down where I could see the trees, and I knew I was in trouble. I remember that first prayer, oh God, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And suddenly, this hole opened up in the sky, a beautiful hole with a blue sky above. Now, every pilot with any experience whatsoever knows that a hole is a death trap because they move and they disappear. But I was young and brash, and I started up that hole. I could see way above the blue sky, round and round and round. I spiraled up and up 5,000 feet, 6,000 feet, 7,000 feet, flying in that hole. The hole kept getting smaller and smaller, and then my spirals tighter and tighter as I tried to stay out of the clouds. Finally, about 8,000 feet, the hole just disappeared, and I was in solid clouds. Now, an inexperienced pilot with no instrument experience has about 30 seconds before he loses control of the airplane. The reason is because this internal war goes on within the pilot's mind of your sensations that you feel and what your instruments are reading. There's this internal voice that continually calls, turn, 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 you're upside down, you're going sideways, and yet the instruments tell you something different. I remember distinctly, just as I was about to lose it, calling out, God, help me. Within a second or two, suddenly the clouds parted and I broke out up on top. Beautiful bright sunlight, this sea of fluffy white clouds below me. And I remember with tears streaming down my face singing, great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. The reason that I tell you this story is because as a society right now, we're flying in clouds. Who knows which direction to go? The greatest minds in the world can't figure out how to deal with some of the overwhelming issues that face us today. But I want you to know, there is a great God enthroned in glory. And above the affairs of this world, he sits. He knows no haste. He knows no delay. And from his calm eternity, he makes the decisions which are best for his children here on earth. If you are a child of God, then those decisions that he's making is for you to guide you safely home to the harbor of grace.